First, namaskar. I would like to actually thank ET for giving me this opportunity, and I wish you all the best for your summit. Regarding the question which you asked about skilling and technology development or a vision for technology. So we at AICTE believe that India needs to be the powerhouse for engineers for the world, entire world, you know. So we have already surpassed China when it comes to churning out engineers. So annually we are churning out our about 1.3, 1.4 million engineers annually. And if you really look at, I don't think there will be any global company in the world where an AICTE engineer is not working or an Indian engineer from AICTE institution is not working. And there are a lot of talks about employability and skilling and those kind of aspects which are there related to the students. We are very, very sensitive towards it. And there are 2 or 3 major initiatives which we have taken so that there could be a great push for skilling component in AICTE institutions. Earlier, AICTE institutions who wanted to get into skilling were required to take special approval from AICTE, but from last year we have given away with that. So trying to cut the red tapeism and unnecessary bureaucracy and so on and so forth. So we are saying that all AICTE institutions, if they are approved for engineering, they are by default approved for any of the skilling programs. One. Second, we are doing a lot of sessions with our colleges saying that for optimal utilization of their infrastructure, because usually what happens is that the colleges are during daytime, but in the evening, the entire infrastructure it's not used. It's lying out there, So we are pushing colleges that they should get into these skilling courses, especially in the evening, so that that infrastructure could be optimally used and their ROI can go up. So that is the second part. The third part is that we are more or less making mandatory internships. So we want to ensure that students get into industry and even NGOs and other small organizations so that they can get actually hands-on experience, because at the end of the day nothing substitutes hands-on experience. We are talking to large ministries at scale, like Ministry of Railways, Ministry of Road Transport, and so on and so forth, so that they can actually give internships in large numbers. Okay, we are now coming up with apprenticeship-based program also. So there are such initiatives. I can go and put in a list of initiatives which we are taking, because as you also asked, it was your first question, which was related to skilling. So what first came to my mind is skilling. So same thing is with us, and we are working on it. So AICTE is now, what we are doing is that we are actually revising the curriculums for all our engineering courses. Even if you recently saw, we are not only just looking at CS related or emerging area related curriculums, but even core conventional curriculums we are now. For example, recently last month we launched completely revised curriculum even for textile engineering. And when we are talking about textile engineering, we have completely integrated AI and ML domain as part of the textile engineering, because now what we believe is that these emerging technologies are more of a horizontal and not vertical. They have applications in each and every sector. So some basic knowledge about these technologies is mandatory in every sector, and that is the reason we are now revamping all the courses, and soon you will see a large number of other conventional courses. So we are working on it and releasing model curriculums, which we call, and we expect universities to actually adopt those model curriculum. May not be in complete Toto, but they can also do their own tweaking based on their geographical requirements, their requirements, and then adopt it and use it. So we actually believe that there has to be a much more, what we can say, aggressive interaction between academic institutions and tech companies, because some of the new tech companies which are there are actually doing some phenomenal work. The kind of platforms which they have built, especially when it comes to personalized learning, it is simply what some of the conventional universities are not even have idea about. So we believe that there has to be a lot of these interactions which has to be there, because through these tech companies a lot of skilling can happen. Okay, so we have created an initiative called as NEAT, NEAT, National Education Alliance on Technology, to promote these companies. Because initially what happened was that large number of tech companies used to come to us saying that, can you help us circulate our information to all the AICTE institutions? And it was getting very difficult for us, because if we support one company, then the other company used to ask, why only them, why not us also? So and we used to ask these companies to do it in a pro bono mode. But many of these startups cannot do in pro bono mode. They need to generate wealth. They need to actually create that, because we have to build in the center, we have to build the sector. That business has to be there. So we said that we will come up with an initiative to help actually tech companies, and that is the reason we designed this initiative called as NEAT. Now what we are telling companies is that please register yourself on this NEAT platform. We will evaluate you. You will have to go through the 4 rounds of evaluation, and if we find you suitable, then we will actually endorse you and promote you. Okay, and you can sell through us. Okay, so you can actually make money through us. Okay, but in that we have a small caveat that if you end up selling 4 licenses through us, then you have to give AICTE 1 license free, which we can give it to lower socio-eco strata. Because many times these technologies are available for rich, well-to-do students, but they may not be available for lower socio-eco strata. So we also want to get that equity piece, which is part of NEP, and we are actually, through that, I think we have more than 150 tech companies now part of NEAT initiative. You have asked a very important question, and I don't know whether you are following the news which was last week, where Honorable Prime Minister actually went ahead and launched this Vidya Lakshmi scheme, for accessibility itself, because what this Vidya Lakshmi scheme is going to do is going to provide financial assistance up to 7.5 lakh rupees, okay, to the students which are socially and economically not so well off. Okay, so, and government is going to take 75% of the guarantee or a collateral, and this is without collateral. You are aware of that. So, but if you really look at the nitty-gritties of that, so it's more focused on technical education, professional education, and that's where AICTE comes into picture. So this year they are saying that about 800 top institutions will be, the students getting into these 800 top institutions will be actually given support through this Vidya Lakshmi scheme, and there are a large number of AICTE institutions as part of that. So recently we had actually addressed all the chairman AICTE and myself addressed all technical institutions under AICTE to actually convey them that such kind of a facility is now available. That's one part. Second part is that AICTE also has its own fee regulation committee, and we give out recommendations. And these fees, AICTE, this fee regulation committee, which is there, they actually calculate what is the cost, what should be the upper limit, what should be the lower limit. These are more of a general guidelines. We cannot force institutions to go with that, but those are the guidelines which are saying कि बाबा minimum इतना fees charge करो और maximum इतना ही fees फीस चार्ज करो. Some of the state governments are following those guidelines. Some of the state governments have their own guidelines. Again, you have asked a very interesting question, and we are very, as AICTE, we are very, very sensitive towards it. So there are 2-3 things. As I said earlier, the curriculum which we are putting out, model curriculum, have industry experts in it. Not only just industry experts, international experts are also there. So maybe from US universities, of top-notch universities are there. So so experts from industry, experts from premier institutions like IIT, as well as premier institutions abroad, they come together and they develop this curriculum. So that's one aspect of it. So that's where we are actually ensuring that we should get all important components which are required for industry into the curriculum. That's one. Second important initiative which we have taken is pushing for working professionals to continue their education, because as NEP, it's a lifelong learning which is promoted. So if you are a diploma or a degree or PG, you can actually, or ITI also, you can actually pursue your education, and the degree which you will get while doing it will not be a part-time or something. It will be a full degree. It will be in par with what regular students get. So if I am doing ITI and if I am working, I can do classes in the evening or on weekends, because nowadays time should not matter, right? Whether I am doing classes, if I am doing everything, then it should not matter. So currently, last year, means we started a year back, we have given 400 institutions approval to actually have working professionals or do programs for working professionals, and it is getting great traction. The third scheme which we have actually introduced is called as proficiency, and we have introduced it very recently, where we are saying that if an industry professional is there, okay, and if he wants to actually take his or upgrade his skills or reskill himself, then he can actually sit with regular students for that particular course. Okay, for example, if you want to understand data science, okay, so that course is usually in third year or second year or third year of engineering, maybe 6th sem or 7th sem. These young industry professionals can actually only come for that course, and colleges can actually ask only fees for that course, and they will sit along with regular students. They will do the same assignments as regular students. So what we believe is that the industry professionals will interact with regular students also, because that is the opportunity. The young students will develop contacts and networks also. So there will be a what we can say a dual benefit or a bi-directional benefit which will be there. So that is also what we are promoting, and this year we have launched the scheme, and we hope that it gets a lot of good traction. Apart from that, we are actually going to fund industry academia research projects also. So we are working on it. The scheme will be launched soon, and when we will launch in next maybe a month or so, you will get more details about it.